Hello! And
Hello!
welcome!
Hello!
What up?
We're doing a show.
We're doing it.
Aaron's singing, apparently.
Dude, I'm so hyped. It's been so long. I miss it.
It has been so long. We're back, everyone.
Guess who's back?
Back again.
Back again.
Copyright.
Oh, shit.
Brittany's.
Nope.
I totally
back.
didn't
Alright.
play 30 seconds of Bohemian Rhapsody yesterday on stream. I didn't do that. Twitch mods don't check that.
It's fine.
Well, it's not like, you know, the day before
it's
that
been a while,
on,
but can
on
someone real
Hannah's
quick just
stream
remind
where
me how you played
we
it
played
again?
all of Bo-Rap.
Yeah.
You're
What
not
is this
wrong.
Dungeons and Dragons I've heard of?
Okay, we've been on for 30 seconds.
Let's
The
pass
stream's
over
already
to our
collapsed.
Dungeon Masters.
Alright. Okay.
Brent Ray,
Dungeon
that's you.
Masters.
Brent,
Wait, I'm sorry.
Seamless.
Ray was just staring into the abyss, so okay. Yeah, hi. Wait, are we going in this order? What are we doing?
We'll
Oh,
start
no,
with the DMs.
Introduce
Yeah,
the
we
show.
start with the DMs and then Discord order.
Great. I thought it was the opposite.
No,
Hi,
I
I'm
said the
Britt.
opposite in
You're the
sound effect.
host.
You're totally right.
Hi, I'm Britt.
It's been a
You
while.
can find me. You can find me on TikTok, on Instagram, on just about any other social media at Patroness of Lore. Yeah. Welcome to Bioshock. If you want to see me in anything else, I am also on the D&D Moms channel for a Mothership campaign. That's another tabletop RPG game, as well as a Willy Wonka one-shot long shot that I'm also DMing. Yeah, that's me. Welcome to Bioshock. And with me is...
Hi, I'm Ray. So, you can find me on TikTok and Instagram at Small Warlock. On Instagram, there's a underscore between the two because apparently my original name is taken, which is disrespectful. You can,
It's fine.
yeah, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Yeah, it has been a while. I'm very excited to be back into Bioshock. I also have my own 24/7 West March D&D server that goes on. It takes place in the wonderful city of Ravnica. If you would like to check that out and come join us in that city, you can find the link in my bio on TikTok. Other than that, I am small and known, and I'm done. Okay.
Beautiful.
Okay. Discord order? Okay. Hello. I am Mr. V from the Adventures of Mr. V on TikTok. You know, doing some videos on there, silly D&D stuff. You can catch me here on Thursdays at 7 p.m. EST, where I host my own show, Tea with Mr. V, which is just a little show where I, you know, sit down with a cup of tea and some friends. I'm also on Tuesdays at 7 p.m. EST. You can find me on the D&D Mum channel for the Rift campaign, where I play just a kobold trying to survive. And yeah, I'm excited to be playing this stuff again, playing my Warforge Bard board. And yeah, good to be back.
I'm Bertie, also known as, known on all social media as Bertie the Bard. I am the normal Dungeon Master over on the main Sorodin campaign, but today I'm in the player's seat as Elias Munfrey of Munfrey's Munitions, the only human player in this entire party. And yeah, you catch me over on the main campaign if you want to see me pull a massive campaign out of my ass in live time.
Oh my god.
It's really quite spectacular. It's amazing.
I impress myself by how much I'm able to improvise.
It's great because
I get it.
I keep being like, oh man, he's got some crazy stuff planned. Like this is all crazy and
Don't
British.
get me
Like,
wrong,
right, what
don't get me
happens
wrong.
next? I don't know.
There's
Making
some
it
crazy twists. It's just that I make them all up on the spot.
Great.
That's me.
So, now that we're done with Senor Birdie, I am Aaron, Obsidian Olive, pretty much everywhere. Though most of the time, you'll be able to find me here on this Twitch channel as a cast member of this campaign, of the main campaign, and also, most recently this week, I was on Tea with Mr. V, and that was super cool, and you can check out the VOD here, because don't forget, we have our VODs here and on our YouTube channel, link available in our About section. Yeah, and that's basically everything I do. Passing on to that guy.
Hello, I am Lucas. I am Lucas is Stressed on TikTok, and pretty much this is most of what I do online. Although you can in the Wonka mini campaign at this point.
At this point, yeah.
It was a one shot, then it turned into a 5-shot, then it's a 10-shot. Yeah. But anyway, we don't have a set date for our next session. But if you follow twitch.tv/thedndmom, you will you will be up to date. And be able to see where that starts. It is a lot of fun.
Is it me now?
It's you.
Okay, hi, I am Offbeat Outlaw. You can find me on TikTok. You can find me on YouTube. You can give me money on Patreon, all of which are valid. But I am here. I'm streaming. I'm playing a big daddy named Iota Iron Fist. And oh boy, does he want to punch things, but not his daughter, because that's his child.
I'm gonna kill that kid. I'm gonna kill it. That kid needs to die.
If you kill the child, I will end your life in a second. Anyway, passing it off to Ben does D&D.
Oh my god, how do you... See, the question is, how do you continue from that?
Just go for it. Steamroll your way
Hi.
through it. That's how we work this
Hello
campaign.
everyone, I'm Ben, also known as Ben does D&D, on all the things, mostly TikTok. I'm also here in the main Sorodin campaign here on This Show is a Mimic. It's beautiful. It's a lovely campaign. You should come watch it. It's on Saturdays. It's great. I'm also going to be on Tea with Mr. V, with beautiful Mr. V we have with us today, or I believe. I am next on the show. I am this week.
Yeah.
I'm on this week, guys. Come check it out on Thursdays at 7 p.m. EST. What time is that in other time zones? I don't know. Time
1:30
conversion's
PM.
weird.
BST.
Thank
Time's
you,
fake.
buddy. Time is fake. Time's a concept. Anyway, I think that's all of my things. Yeah, that's
Timeless
me.
tool you can put on the wall or wear it on your wrist.
That's
Huh?
a watch.
And now,
Time is
shall
a
we
tool.
jump back
Come on.
into the
Oh
campaign?
boy. Yeah. All right, kids. So, where we last left off a month ago.
Yes, it is literally
Alright.
a month since we last played. Oh my god.
It's actually been a month, guys, but it's a good time.
I went on holiday twice in that
Yeah,
time.
so where we left off. Yeah. Yeah, so you guys went to a conference at the lighthouse. The lighthouse is the neutral ground between the plane of air, Columbia, and the plane of water, Rapture. You were at this conference to exchange technological, biological, all sorts of information between Rapture and Columbia. Well, that went down the crapper real quick after it was attacked. You're not entirely sure by who, though, but you got a suspect in with ya as well. A suspect named Dorothy. You also had Sweet Boy George leading you guys, as well as an acolyte named Henry. They led you back to the aerosphere that was going to lead you to Columbia in the midst of all the chaos. As you guys got to Columbia, you arrived at the... By the way, just a quick disclaimer. This campaign does take place in the realm of Bioshock and Bioshock Infinite. However, we do not own the rights to Bioshock or Bioshock Infinite, nor is every event in this campaign going to be canonical to both of those things, because we are poor. We would love to be sponsored by them,
For
but we
legal
are not.
reasons, this is
So-
heavily inspired.
Yeah. For legal reasons, this is not a Bioshock TT RPG, but it is... Yes.
And if I see any rules lawyers in the comments, I'll have you know we're playing 8th edition, so shut the fuck up. You don't know
Exactly.
that.
Yeah.
Correct.
However, we
Oh,
are
will-
sponsored by Old Spice Paste.
No, we're not doing this.
No, we're not.
We're not doing this meme again.
I feel like I missed something. I missed one section. And
We're sponsored by Jesus.
No.
Can we be
No.
sponsored
Don't
by
even
Jesus?
I
know.
agree.
Sorry.
I agree. Sponsored by Jesus. Sponsored by Jesus.
Oh,
By Jesus, do you mean G Fuel? That's all I want to know.
No.
Let's go!
Okay, keep going.
Sorry. Anyway, yeah. So you guys got to the Church of Comstock. A little bit weird because some Rapturians have never been to the Church of Comstock, but you guys got the lay of the land for the most part. Our OG Alpha series, Big Daddy, realized that his subject that he was supposed to be protecting is the Big Dead. But he got a nice little message from Lady Comstock as well, so that's fun. Then, in order to get passage into the city, Rapturians had to be baptized. So, Eternus and Iota and Lucy all had to be baptized. Lucy was not a fan of it, so Iota, like the good father that he is, went with her. Eternus, however, cheated the system.
I did
So
what I was
is he
told to do.
So is he the chosen one? Who knows? Etch is learning a lot. Elias is just kind of vibing there, letting it happen, just wants to get home. Board is learning a lot as well, too. And Protector is just trying to keep it together.
Everything
you guys
is fine.
Everything's fine. You guys left off with you beginning to investigate Dorothy. Dorothy was not giving you any leads. So Henry asked her to step in a lake, like a little pond, ankle depth, and you could see sparks coming from his fingers. And it sounded like he was threatening her to be like, hey, tell us information or you gonna get zapped. And it looked like she was about to say some information, but then she started sprinting. I'm gonna need you all to make an acrobatics check to start us off.
Acrobatics. God.
You have no
Ooh, that's good.
idea how acrobatic I am.
18.
16.
How
Seth,
does
I
20?
also rolled I also
21.
rolled 18.
Who was the 21?
Iota was the 21. He's very fat. He's very acrobatic. Quite flexible.
All right. Acrobatics. It would help if I had my character sheet pulled up. Whoops.
It would be.
It would help. Don't worry. I can get my sheet from D&D Beyond, the official Dungeons and Dragons digital.
It's D&D! D&D Beyond.
We love it. All right. Protector, where are you, buddy? Where are you, my lovely Protector? I apologize. I just had to deal with a thing real quick. So what was it? Acrobatics.
Mhm.
All right. 15 plus whatever I have for acrobatics. Couldn't have been athletics. That would have been a +3. So acrobatics a +0, so just 15 for me.
Beautiful. So, as soon as she starts bolting through the garden, immediately all of you instinctively are able to sort of clump together and stop her. Who got the 21?
I did.
You did?
Iota.
You are the you are the presence that just stops right in front of her. All you have to do is put one hand out like a freaking linebacker, and you stop her immediately.
Boom! Clothesline.
Yep. And actually, I'm gonna make a dex check for her. Okay, yeah, she isn't clotheslined onto the ground, but you do stop her. And she can't get past all of you guys. At this point, she's trying to, like, dodge her way out, but you guys are able to stop her.
Could I make actually an attack roll on her with my big ol' meaty fists?
Absolutely.
Oh boy,
Keep
With your
That is
meaty,
a-
right?
Just woke up from unconsciousness.
that is a 23 to hit.
just woken up.
I am pulling my punch, so I'm not gonna try and kill her. But I did do 6 damage. I also have the Sentinel feat, so her movement speed drops to 0.
Oof.
Oh, yeah.
Say F in the
Okay,
chat. That's what I heard.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that actually I was not the one voicing Dorothy, so, would you like to voice Dorothy, Andrew Ryan?
So, was your punch part of you stopping her? It was because of your
Yeah,
sentinel feat.
it was kind of just like a big old like BAP!
Okay,
You know?
so yeah, so you step in front of her and just BAM! Right into her chest, and you all hear this audible as she just falls back. She's not clotheslined, but she stumbles for a second. You can clearly tell that the air has left her lungs.
She winded.
Oh yeah. You said that this was basically non-lethal?
Non-lethal, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so she stumbles back and she collapses onto the ground, just wheezing, just... And she just kind of stares up at you, Iota.
Do we hear any crack?
I'm sorry,
Crack
what?
the ribs.
I'd say
I want to know how physically damaged she is. Okay, in that case,
she'd be damaged.
Eternus will kind of step forward, pull an orb off of his necklace and begin to kind of channel his hands around it. And I want to clarify, as he's doing this, Eternus is really not in good shape. He's got scratches on his paint everywhere. Like, his silver paint is scratched and scraped and burned marks. You can see kind of like black metal underneath the silver paint. His eye lights are literally flickering on and off. There's sparks coming off everywhere. This is my way of saying I've been at 1 HP since session 1.
I'm gonna put my hand over top of your hands, Eternus. I'm just gonna say like, don't waste gas on spent fire. If she dies, she dies. We take her, and we'll interrogate her as is.
After you say that, the breath is starting to come back to her. She looks up at both of you, looks directly at you, and says, "Glory to the Prophet." And then you watch as she moves her tongue to the side of her mouth,
Oh, damn it.
lodges a tooth, and bites down.
Can I charge and like grab her throat
Oh
to
my
prevent her from
God.
swallowing?
It's the first time I've ever heard you say that.
Can I use a key point to increase my speed, as I am level 2 monk, to get there faster?
So yes, we'll say the step of the wind. You're able to, so yeah, I was gonna say you have disadvantage because you're currently distracted by Eternus, but with that key points, you're going to do a straight roll.
Okay. Come on. What am I rolling here? Just an attack roll?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, attack roll.
Ooh, baby. How does a 22 sound?
Ray's face.
Roll 21.
I'll just kill off this NPC real quick. Never mind.
Yeah. So she dislodged it. She has already bitten down. She has not swallowed. But you rush forward and you grab her by the throat. But she is trying to swallow right now. Her mouth is closed shut. She is attempting to swallow as hard as she can. You're trying to prevent her from swallowing, right?
Yes.
Okay. I would say you probably are cutting off airflow to do this as well.
Yeah.
Closing the throat, yeah.
The amount of
passes
pressure you
out,
have to put
right?
on to stop
Like-
someone from swallowing.
Did one of us just like punch her in the stomach again and try and make it just spit out?
You
I
can
think we're
certainly
gonna-
try.
I think what I'm gonna do,
Heimlich?
I've grabbed her, right?
Yeah, you have her by the throat. You are restricting her air.
Okay.
Heimlich.
I shout to Eternus, I go, heal this woman. And then I dunk her face in the water, and I use my other hand to try and pry open her mouth.
Oh boy. So yeah, strength check.
She ain't dying today.
Break her jaw. Break her jaw.
Thank God the dice love me today. That is a 18.
You are trying to get a handle on her jaw, but it's your robot arm is trying to your fingers are slipping by her jaw as she kind of fights it. So you rolled a 19.
8.
So you're trying, but nope, she's holding her breath. And because you basically knocked her she's at 1. No, you basically knocked her. Hold on, that's actually an interesting question. When you were knocked to 0 with non-lethal, you don't pass out. So are you at 0 or are you at 1?
No,
when you're knocked to
non-lethal,
0
you
with
pass
non-lethal.
out. Non-lethal, you pass out.
Yeah.
You just
Yeah,
don't
knocked out, yeah.
die.
You start making death
Okay,
saves.
that's
You're
fair.
not. Yeah.
Well, then I already screwed up. But anyway, so yeah.
We
Yeah,
roll
so
with it.
Yeah, so you're trying to get
Roll.
her mouth, but she's fighting you. But she is holding her breath. It is getting a little weaker though. It doesn't seem like she has a great constitution.
Okay, Eternus at that point is going to take the orb off of that he's still holding and start to wrap his hands around it as this warm light starts to glow off of it. That kind of starts to wash over her, and I'm going to use my last d6 of healing light on this person. That's a 3 HP
Alright,
regain.
so she heals some HP. Is she still being held under?
Until she opens that mouth, and yeah.
Alright.
Hey, she was trying to kill herself. She's probably just going to let you drown her.
Well, once she stops resisting, she's unconscious, because she won't die then. I'll just bring her up. And then she'll gasp for air.
How are you
then-
holding her on?
Like, think of
I'm
it
assuming
like
by the
this.
back of the head.
Yeah, by the back of the head at this point. And, like, I'm keeping a firm grip, like, on the throat. But, like, it's like this, you know?
Oh my god.
Alright, I'm
Loving
going to
embrace.
I'm going to ask for a medicine check from you to try to maintain your grip under there. Since it's a little awkward at this angle.
Medicine. I actually have... Actually, not bad at medicine. I could have been better, though. 13.
You think you feel her Adam's apple move.
Oh no.
Wait.
After
Women don't have
for
Adam's
the
apples.
rest,
This thingy! The swallow
They do,
thingy!
it's just not as
The
pronounced.
Oh, okay.
This
I was
swallow
confused
thingy.
for a second.
I had to check.
The swallow thing.
I was confused for a moment. I was like, wait. That's a plot point in several 80s
This
comedies.
thingy.
It's called an Amanda's apple.
God. Oh jeez.
I hate you all. As the
No,
only
you
woman
don't.
in this chat can clarify, can confirm. I'm gonna need perception checks from the rest of you, if you wouldn't mind.
Sure. Ooh.
Perception? Ooh.
That's going to be a
17.
14.
That's not bad. My perception's really good. 16.
5 minus 1.
16?
4.
Natural 1.
Oh.
Hey, Elias and I
17.
over here. What's up?
All right. Who got the highest again?
Probably me, 17.
Yeah, mine was 16.
17.
So what?
Gotcha. Beautiful. Okay. Actually, most of you are focused on the fact that these two Rapturians are dousing and dunking and focusing so hard on this traitor. Bored.
Yep.
You do notice the little girl that's typically on Iota's shoulder.
Yeah.
She gone.
Okay, but
Find the
nobody
child.
else.
Where
Shoot
she
the child.
is,
Kill
where
the
she's
child.
Nobody else
gone.
notices, just me.
That's a meme.
So carry on.
I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. I don't know if I want to say anything. I don't like the girl, but
Just let it disappear. It's fine.
no, I'm
It's
not like that.
Monsters Inc. She's out of our
Oh.
hair.
She's out
Yeah,
of our
I think I called
hands.
Python, or so help me.
I'll pipe up and be like,
Raymond.
Iota,
Yes, sweetheart.
your girl.
I look up to try and look for
20
Lucy.
to attack.
That's a hit.
Yeah, okay, cool.
She can't exactly move.
I look for I
Four.
look up and look for Lucy.
What are you talking about?
What's going on? DMs.
DMs are
As
having
you
a
say-
combo, and I'm scared.
As you say, what are you talking about? Bored. You look between Iota's legs, and you see the little girl jamming the
Oh,
the
God.
syringe into this woman.
Oh my god.
Harvest bad. No harvest.
Iota, between your legs.
I look down. Do I see Lucy?
You see her, yes. Like it's right in this woman's back.
I just kind of sigh at this point. I'm like, ugh. Whatever. At least we get Adam out of this.
Oh my god.
Oh.
So, yeah.
So Iota, she stops moving, and her mouth opens.
Is the tooth still there? Like the tooth that she bit down on? Dang it, that might have been useful.
Fascinating. So that's how they've
Uh,
been doing it.
Iota.
I look at her. I look at the corpse, and I say,
She drowned.
I know that she hasn't. Like, there's not even
Do
like
you, though?
there's not even an insight. I saw the thing.
Yeah,
But
nobody did.
But do you?
DM, we all saw that, right? I mean, it happened right in front of us.
I look at all of you, and I say,
I don't care what you saw. That woman drowned.
George looks at you like, yeah, yeah, she did. Yeah, and he just starts like backing away very slowly.
Elias, I do not understand. I cannot process anything that has happened within the last few minutes. May you please explain this to me?
Oh no.
I am
Right,
confused.
so that child has a compulsion to harvest Adam. I've got to get the voice right.
Who is Adam?
Elias Munfrey.
Who is Adam?
Adam is the substance that we use to create salts and vigors.
I am Adam.
You have Adam in you. Not harvestable Adam, I say in Lucy's direction.
Yeah, as soon as you said that, Lucy immediately turned to Etch and was like, "Look, Mr. Bubbles, more Adam."
Oh.
Unfortunately,
I'm going
the
to
Adam
choke
inside you
child.
has already been refined and processed into vigors, so is not harvestable by any outside forces. I'm going very A New
That's
Hope
alright.
Obi-Wan right now.
I look. I interrupt Elias, and I go,
Why don't you just shorten your story to that woman drowned, and we took what was needed?
Well,
Very well.
Iota, I believe that if I am to rewrite my memory banks, I must know what not to mention later on. So in order to understand what not to say, I must understand what has transpired.
She drowned.
But that is not what has transpired here.
I take Etch aside.
I do not understand.
And be like, we'll just be 2 moments.
Well, the fact that she did drown.
The child
Means
stabbed
we
the
don't
woman,
have any.
harvested the substance from her, and now we are covering up that murder by saying that she drowned.
Was she not already an enemy of those in power here?
She was, however, she was also a suspect for questioning. She was needed alive.
I see. I apologize, Board. I feel as though you were about to say something. What is it that you were about to mention? He says in Board's direction.
Whether or not she drowned or not, we've just lost our only lead. on whether or not
Indeed.
what happened at the lighthouse. So, maybe next time she can drown another time. And I'll look towards Iota.
I don't remember drowning being up to my discretion. She should have held her breath.
Eternus
Clearly.
and
At that
Quite a
will
while.
turn to Iota and say, next time that you want me to heal someone, make sure they won't drown first. I don't appreciate wasting what resources I have.
For that I am sorry, Eternus.
And then
Henry
Eternus
is
will
going to pipe up. Sorry.
rest. We need a rest and a repair. I am not in good shape.
Henry.
Etch is not in good shape. Is anyone else in the party hurt?
I'm full health, baby.
I'm a little
a
less
little
aware.
Bod is not
Okay,
in good
yes,
shape.
so, DM.
Yeah, at this point, Henry's going to pipe up and he's going to say, yes, well, while this is unfortunate, and thankfully none of the fellow acolytes are here to have seen any of this, we're removed well enough away. She was a member here of the Church of Comms. I might be able to find her quarters in the direction. We might be able to find a lead or two at her quarters. If she was an acolyte here, she lived in Comstock Center, or Garden of New Eden. So we might be able to find something there. But as far as rest goes, I personally have lodging Comstock Center, and it's been a while since I've been home to tend to my home and my cat. So I would prefer to go home. And you're right, all of you need a rest. And you're right. It's probably beneficial that you came into my care, as I am one of the few that are not in the Vox Machina that can actually stand to help mechanical. I'm more than willing to give you rest in my humble abode, if you wouldn't mind.
I'm going to look towards Elias and be like, don't you have a factory of sorts that we could potentially repair ourselves in?
Yes, you're all more than welcome to return back to Munfrey's Munitions. I can fix those of you who have mechanical... all of you, actually. Yes. We can all get our repairs there.
I think that might be the idea that we have to go with.
I will say that I've heard of your wares before, Mr. Elias. You're rather far across town, and he's going to point to Eternus. Your friend here looks in somewhat of an emergency care. I'm more than happy to give you a little bit of a brief emergency care before you journey across all of Columbia.
Well, I leave that down to the man himself. He can speak for himself.
Of course.
Eternus will gesture to kind of this blue and gold flickering energy field around him, and he goes, "Until we get where we need to be, this will keep me running. Whatever is the best location, or the safest location, is my preference." He then turns to Henry and he says, "I do not believe it wise for us all to go to Munfrey Munitions should he be attacked. He now knows about a plot that is clearly deep."
We should probably head our way back to Henry's place and head for Elias's place the next morning. Should it prove to be difficult, I would hate to see any of us perish, considering we are also witnesses to a rather mysterious plot at the lighthouse.
Are you saying we should expect to be attacked here in Columbia?
I don't know, you live here.
Well, only criminals and... Well, I suppose you are all possible suspected members of Vox Machina, so possibly.
We did also just kill someone.
I think you'll find that woman drowned.
I agree.
I don't know if Protector has eyebrows, but if he had one just goes.
As you say that, I gesture to the body and I go, I think the crushed windpipe might suggest otherwise.
Is there a ledge nearby?
Autopsies exist.
Is there a ledge?
This is Colombia. There's always ledges nearby.
So this is
Now,
Colombia?
The Garden of New Eden is fenced in. Like, it's a fortress that you need to go out of, but once you go out of the fortress, then yeah, there are edges.
Oh, I have something. Okay, I put my bag on the ground, I open it up. Put her inside.
Oh no.
That's somehow worse.
Okay,
Elias, are you
immediately as he does
making
that, I'm
use
gonna
of the
look around.
expanded space?
Anybody else?
Yes,
Is
quite.
anybody else in our immediate vicinity?
Make a perception check.
I hate it. I hate this so much.
That's a natural
Surely-
20. That's a natural 20 on
that
perception.
body will not fit
to
in
see
that
if
bag.
anybody witnesses this bag devouring.
That's I got a dirty 20 as well. I'm also gonna look around.
Yeah, total
This
25.
bag is a mimic.
Oh my god.
Horrible.
No.
Hey, I found the stats for one of those the other day. They're no joke, man.
Okay, so, Iota, you look around, you do not see anybody.
In the bag.
Bored.
Go.
You don't
Yes.
you don't see anybody at first. However, you do see one very small acolyte. Like not like halfling small, but like thin, small, frail.
Right.
One woman sort of like peeking around the corner a little bit. It looks like she's praying, but you can see out of the corner of her eye, she's sort of like looking over and going back to praying.
Guys, seems like the garden has flowers that can hear. Might want to do this another time.
Well, we can't necessarily leave a rotten weed lying around.
Well, maybe, just maybe, we could get away with the fact that this weed drowned because they are a suspect.
Why are
And
we
we don't
talking
have to
about
act-
weeds?
It's.
I'll fill
I think
you
it would
in
look
later.
very I think it would look very suspicious on our part if it is put into a bag.
You make an excellent point.
So how would she fit in that bag?
It's bigger on the
There are
inside.
ways.
I'll look over to Henry and point to the body and say, what do we do with this?
Well, while I agree that pruning a garden may not exactly be best to put in a mechanist's bag, he's sort of perturbed by that, by the way. I do know that the way that we dispose of here at the church, we take them to Preacher Wooding and he disposes of them. So perhaps we can sort of make this look like a drowning, as that's what it was. And he sort of like says that fearfully to Iota.
Iota gives you a
if we-
thumbs up.
the thumbs up.
So does Lucy.
Are we certain there's nothing more to be learned from this body?
Well, the only thing that we really need, I'm assuming from the body, if you wish to prune the body itself, I will turn a blind eye.
Etch.
Probably
There's no
best
point
falls
in
into your
using the
hands.
metaphor if you're just going to say body.
Etch, come here.
He's trying, man.
Etch goes over
Take a look in her
So glad
pockets.
in her pockets.
Yes.
Very well. And Etch is gonna lean down and just like go through it as like in a very systematic way. Does he find anything in there?
Make an
Make an
investigation.
investigation check.
Ooh, something I'm not
Same.
awful at.
Aww.
Aww.
No. Gross.
I'm not
I hate
good
it.
at it, but I'm not awful. Never mind. Yes, I am. That's 6 + 1, 7.
Etch, you're
Oh my
totally
God.
fucking useless.
So,
I do not understand. Apparently, her drowning has removed any items from her pockets.
They were all made out of paper. She only carried origami.
Sorry, I was gonna press X to doubt.
So, yeah, Edge, you look over this body. There's nothing of use, really. I mean, like, there's a couple of paper, but they're all soaked. The biggest thing that you find is a coin purse. And that you think, I need to take the coin purse because
tremendous.
money
Thank
is
you, Edge.
important for Elias.
Oh my god.
I instantly take it off of Etch.
Was there anything
Great.
else you were requiring, Elias?
That's all that's in there, then I start counting out the money.
Shall I activate the incineration procedure?
No.
Henry immediately
I'm
goes,
sorry.
or, we hand the body, we hand the cadaver to Preacher Whitting to take care of as a cadaver.
Yes, all of that
And
good
he sort
stuff.
of like gestures you along.
That
How
is
much money was in the
acceptable.
was in the purse?
Yeah, congratulations. You now have 200 silver.
And how much Adam do we have now because of this person?
Okay, so I'm not entirely sure how to quantify Adam, quite frankly.
ounces.
But given the fact that you get like a 90 Adam for each little sister that you harvest in game, and this is a grown woman, I would say like actually hang on, let me roll
This-
for it. Let me roll.
Slaps roof of woman. This
There's
woman
some-
can fit
This
so much
bad boy
Adam
can
in
fit
her.
so much Adam inside it.
Coming right up. Coming right up.
Oh, Ray, you making that one?
I got it. I got you.
Good. I'm making some different ones. Ray and I just making memes. It's great.
259 Adam.
259 Adam? Hell yeah.
Yep.
That's a lot of Adam.
Y'all ever just go to check your notes and then
That's a lot of
accidentally
Adam.
close every tab on your computer? Me too.
Oh, you know that's rough, buddy. Honestly, that's pretty rough.
It's rough, buddy.
Ooh.
So yeah, real quick, bored. Are you still
Yo.
looking at that acolyte?
I was actually going to do something about that in a second.
Okay,
But yes, I am.
great. If you would like to do that now, you can before Henry starts
Okay.
picking up the body.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna slowly, nonchalantly walk over there.
Okay.
Yeah. Is she moving? Leaving?
She's still praying. She is just praying by like a bush.
Okay.
She's not kneeling on the
Um,
ground. She's sitting on like a bench.
Give me a second.
I've been waiting
Okay.
for you to do sneaky shit. I'm so excited.
So is she noticing my approach, from what I can tell?
She is not because she rolled a 2 and a 5.
Cool. So while she's not noticing, I'm going to walk up, and when I'm within 30 feet of her, I'm gonna have to ask her to roll a wisdom saving throw as I cast Charm Person.
Oh no.
Alright. That's a nat 20, buddy.
Cool. Does she notice?
That's a nat 1 for noticing.
Cool.
She is
Noticing that
too
she
busy
hasn't
playing.
noticed, noticing that she hasn't noticed, I'm still walking up like nonchalantly, just casually casting a spell, realizing she hasn't noticed, being like, "Fuck, try it again, one more time."
Oh my god.
Again. I'm gonna use different dice. That is a 4 + 2.
Okay, she's charmed.
Beautiful.
So I'm going to walk up to her and be like, "Excuse me, madame. It appears that this place isn't safe. We appear to have a traitor about. It might be best for you to return back to your quarters."
Absolutely. Thank you for letting me interrupt.
Yes.
Very.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry to have interrupted your praying. Praise be the prophet.
Glory to the prophet. And she'll sort of stand up, give you a nod, and she'll turn and start walking into.
Cool. That avoided that. I'm gonna walk away. I'm gonna walk back to the group.
Okay. At this point, Henry, he's looking at all of you and saying, "Right, so what might be the best course of action is to just take this body, treat it as though this is a cadaver that we have received from the outside. There seems to be nobody around, so if we just bring it into the church and the preacher notices, or we could just send it sailing down the... And honestly, I won't say a thing, because I just want to go."
So was that person that was just charmed, is that the only person who was anywhere nearby?
With my nat 20 perception, I would believe so.
Put her in the bag.
I don't know how I feel about this.
I look at Elias and I say, "That sounds like a way a Rapturian would do it." And I pick up the cadaver and start stuffing it into the bag.
Sure. I'm not as worried anymore because she's left, but like, you know. Go for it.
Like really a hand over fist, just like...
Oh my god.
You're trying to pack a sleeping bag back in.
How
Oh
loud
my
is the
God.
wet crunching noise is my question.
No.
Yeah, you yeet this bag open, you crunch her in there.
It's quite a large
Lucy's
bag.
on your shoulder.
This is like a Mary Poppins bag.
Yep. Lucy, she's like on your shoulder. She's cheering. Yay! That was awesome! Thank you, Mr. Bubbles! Like, she's cheering you.
You know, they'd say you can't fold something 7 times over. I guess you could be wrong.
I hate it.
Oh, if you say
Lucy
that,
looks
haven't
to
met
you.
me.
Jesus.
Yeah. Lucy
I am
looks
very
to you,
uncomfortable
Gordon,
with the
she
energy
goes,
we created in the
"Not
studio
after-"
today.
Not after Adam's been extracted from it. Then you can fold it as many times as you...
And now...
The temptation to draw my gun.
I just,
And now
like,
once we return
Etch just, like, wants to activate that incinerate on just this child. Just, Etch doesn't, I want to. I want to activate the incinerate sequence on this
Yeah,
child.
and now,
I don't like
we
it.
have a completed cadaver. We can study it once we get back to my workshop, and once we don't want the body anymore, we can safely dispose of it in the incinerator or in some molten metal, and no one will be any the wiser.
Agreed.
Henry is just as pale. Yeah, he's as pale as can be. It's like,
Henry, would you like... I reach into my bag of holding, and I pull out a sweet. I'm like, would you like a sweet?
Why?
he looks at it and he goes, "I'm good, thank you."
Oh, sit yourself, and I eat it.
Can I roll a con save? I don't know if that counts.
That's what Henry's been doing, and he's been rolling very.
My
So
God.
go ahead, like.
Yeah, no.
I look at the queasy members of the party and I say, "You obviously haven't been to Rapture."
No,
I'm okay with that.
no, we haven't.
Well,
Oh, God. Yeah, so at this point, Henry, he looks to George and he goes, well, boy, you should probably be leaving. I will be headed towards my home to at least care for these folk here. And he looks to the rest of you. Shall we head out, the new Garden of Eden, then?
I believe that might be the idea.
yes. And I wash my hands off in the water.
You wash it in the pool, and there's no, like, blood or... But the water itself, it's a little bit murky. A little bit. Because some of the
Good.
atoms spilled out into the pool.
Jesus. Let it be known I don't approve of any of this.
I didn't ask.
Good.
Beautiful. Okay. So you guys finish your stuff. You walk out of the brilliant white gates of Rapture. Not Rapture. Wow! Of the Garden of New Eden. As you walk out, brilliant light from the sun comes streaming into your eyes. Blink it away and adjust. But nope, those are more memes. You walk out and you are in the cobblestone street of Columbia. You look around, it is gorgeous. Like, it is pristine. You see one bridge. Basically the way that the bridges connect is this kind of like an interlocking system. So even though the streets are cobblestone, when they interlock, the teeth that interlock them are metal. So you go over a bridge, and right now you're on the island that is the Garden of New Eden. If you cross the bridge, then you will be on an island that basically looks like a town square, but it's not a square, it's a circle. And in the center is a grand and glorious marble statue of a man with a long beard, long hair, suit, double-breasted, pointing off into the sky. For you Colombians, this is Zachary Hill Comstock, Prophet. You see a few kids running around the street. A few young folk strolling about, wearing sort of like Edwardian, Victorian-esque style clothing. A couple of ladies have parasols. Like, it is elegant out here. Yeah, you see a couple of fruit vendors, vegetable vendors, like little out in the circle. It's getting closer to the evening time. So it's looking like the sun is beginning to set. But it is still brilliant orange light, clouds. You can, for those of you who do have olfactory senses, you can smell just absolute clean, pristine air. So, walk over the bridge into what is now Comstock Center. That is where you guys are at. You look, there are brick buildings everywhere. On two of the brick buildings, banners of the Prophet, and it says "Glory to the Prophet." Very patriotic looking. Yeah, and as you guys come out here, Henry goes, "Yes, well, if I remember correctly," let's see if he does remember. He does not.
Uh-oh.
If I remember correctly, I think I might know where Dorothy's quarters are. Before we do that, we should probably go back to my quarters. properly tend to the hurt. I do live in Comstock's center here. Yes, if we just go down one street here, then it shouldn't be far off until my flat.
Right.
Lead the way then.
You also do look around, and you look to George, who's sort of looking around. He's looking a little bit less squeamish. He's looking a little bit more assured of himself. Maybe. Potentially. Is George going to say anything? Maybe?
Yes.
There we go.
So he's looking around. Dusk is coming, and he looks to you all and says, this has been great and all, but I know. He kind of leans in. I know that lady just drowned, but is it okay if I were to go home?
I want to make an insight check on whether or not this guy's lying.
An insight
About
check.
asking to go home?
Like,
Yeah.
what he's actually... Is he going home, or is he going to tell the police?
Is his question a lie?
What's your insight check?
Nat 20 plus? Or is that plus 5, so 25.
Kid is just a scared little kid. Like, he's young. He just wants to go home. He was hired to do a job, and now he has been in the midst of an explosion, cornered by multiple different scary robotic people, watched this tiny child literally siphon this energy stuff out of someone. He is terrified. He just wants to go home and pretend it was all a dream.
Does he look it? Does he look terrified?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
I
not
think
hiding
he's
it.
just gonna just
Hold on,
gonna
hold
step
on.
forward and sure.
Iota made the check, so Iota.
Yeah. I look at him and I go,
Go home. Forget this happened. You'll be good to forget.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can escort him. I'm
Uh,
a protector after all.
No, if I'm to forget, can I? Thank you, but no. I'm just gonna go. Good luck. Don't take offense, but I hope I never see you all again. And he's gonna turn and start walking away.
That's a very
None
rude thing to
taken.
say to someone.
He doesn't turn around.
As he walks away, Turnus will turn to the rest of the party and go, as soon as whoever is responsible finds out about the drowning, he's going to be dead.
Oh, most definitely.
Hmm.
And I keep walking.
Hope you find the corpse.
Beautiful. So, you guys are gonna keep walking. Hello? Okay.
I dropped my dice.
You. Oh, okay. You just looked so afraid for a moment. You guys are gonna come walking to a brick building. After you come through the center of the square and make a left down the street, you come across a brick building. Henry is gonna step forward, unlock the door. He's gonna say, if you wouldn't mind following me up this way. Try to tread lightly. Not many folk around here really care for mechanical folk. You understand. Well, most of you understand. And he's gonna start going up the stairs. Yeah, so you guys are gonna go up 3 flights of stairs. And you're gonna make a right down the hall, and on the last floor down, you guys are gonna come into a room. It's small. It's not very nice, but or rather, it's nice in there, but it's. You walk in. Can all of you make a perception check for me?
Gladly.
Aha, yes, let's do this.
16.
Ooh, etch rolling not shit on a perception check.
Oof.
Ooh, that's a
9.
13.
that's a 9.
Turns out Turns out you were very valid to ask if we can, because I just rolled a 6.
Did
All right,
Etch roll in the top half of a perception check? What?
It's
16.
It's a,
13.
it's a 22.
Beautiful.
Protector.
Beautiful. All right, so everyone who above a 13, I would say. You all look around in this very small, squinched apartment. You see a couple of posters of the Prophet. Ow. You do see one portrait of the First Lady, of Lady Comstock, up above the fireplace, like up above a mantle. And then all of you who rolled above a 13, you hear
Gun
look around
drawn.
the
Where is
corner.
Is there a gato in this apartment?
it? No, I'm not doing that.
Please, no, please. She just wants to live. And you see, how do you pronounce that? Maine Coon?
Maine Coon.
Maine Coon?
You see? You see? Okay.
My dream cat!
You see a Maine Coon kitty. She's just sort of sitting there. Beautiful long brown white speckles. Like, she looks very exotic. And she has the key notable feature about her, she has white frosted ears and a white frosted tail. And she just kind of looks there. She just goes like she's just looking up at you guys very inquiringly.
Etch is going to fearlessly approach this animal.
The fact that you include the word fearlessly.
As
Hello,
you
small
approach
one.
this
I
animal-
have not encountered one such as you. Are you the master of this house?
Grabs by a tail.
No. Whole thing.
She is going to sort of not just walk, but saunter up to you.
Edge, be
She
careful,
has
they're
a
incredibly
tune.
dangerous.
She has a-
What? No.
No.
What weapon system is this one equipped with?
Explosives. Proximity.
Activating explosives.
Proximity explosives. Keep away from it.
As she
Should I
as
not
he says
remove the
that, she
explosives
starts
from
running
your-
No,
against
keep away from the
Ray.
cat.
I do not believe it is going to activate.
Be very
then
careful. No, Etch, you are going to kill
Etch
us
is
all.
gonna-
Elias, what are you doing?
Pick up the cat.
Shut up.
Make an animal handling
How will you
check.
pick up the...
So you know how like when an old guy picks up a kid, he kind of like has him by like the ribs and is just kind of like, this is a child. I don't know what to do with it. Let's see here. Etch's animal handling, which is a -1. Hey,
no.
that's a 16.
May I?
Yes, go for it.
Okay. So as you pick up the cat, you it looks at you with this gorgeous blue eyes, and you hear, and then it's weird. You feel like the cat's happy, but it's vibrating.
It's gonna
Right.
explode, Etch.
Right.
Etch is going
The
to
explosives
explode.
have activated.
Put it
Etch
down.
is gonna walk to the
Throw it
nearest
away.
window.
Okay, I'm going to use. I'm going to
Programmed to get rid
use.
of
Yeah.
explosives.
Okay.
Stop him.
I'm going to use Step of the Wind. I'm going to use my second key point of the day, and I'm going to get behind Etch, and I'm going to just grab him by the shoulders and say,
Etch, this is a cat, not an explosive device. It is an animal, not a creation. Your
Etch.
master is a liar.
Iota is a Rapturian. Rapturian cats are not the same.
Eternus, Eternus will walk around to in front of Etch, and just say, "When it vibrates," and he's as he pets it, in Etch's hand, that means it is happy.
And it will not
and he
engage
will-
its explosives.
It will not engage its explosives.
I
Doesn't have
need
explosives.
Elias, Eternus, and Iota to make persuasion checks. Elias with advantage because you are his creature.
Oh my god.
Oh man, I'm not a. I'm
Too
not.
bad, baby.
That's a 3.
That's a 24.
Oh no.
That's a 19
24
plus
you said?
5.
I also rolled a 19 plus 5.
I guess
We
that
have
might
two
be a
24s.
well because okay, DMs, I have a question. May I have agency in this decision because they have rolled equal rolls?
I will allow that.
All
That's
right.
terrifying.
Oh, no.
Considering that it is not going to activate explosives, but it is a dangerous individual, perhaps we should save it for later. And he's gonna open up his stomach cavity and just stuff it inside.
No, oh god, no.
Because I have discussed with the DMs before this campaign started that I have a stomach cavity where I keep my stuff.
Holy God.
Etch.
We'll look
Etch.
past Etch, like over Etch's shoulder to Henry, and just say, Henry, can you aid this situation with your cat before it is stuck in a metal storage unit
I'm
forever?
pretty sure he's passed out at this point.
By the way, DMs, I would like to clarify to the DMs, he has set it to be the perfect temperature inside of himself, and there is air ventilating.
Oh, I did not know either of those things.
That's good.
He knows how organics work. He just doesn't understand it's not a weapon.
Etch. You are forbidden from bringing that into my workshop.
Hold on. Back up a little bit.
Yeah, before you say that, Henry, he did succeed on his Constitution save. He didn't pass out, but as soon as you go to put the cat in your stomach cavity, he immediately like runs up to you and goes to catch the cat. And he's like, "That's Bella. That's Belle. That's Belle. That is my cat.
That is its
May I
identification?
please have that? Her name is Belle. Yes. Can I please have my cat? Please."
This poor man.
May I
invited
have
us
it
to
back
stay
when you
in
are
his
done?
house.
Its vibrations are
You
pleasing.
You may pet her, you may play with her, but may I please just feed her real quick?
Yes, you may. Though, Henry, I would like to mention, and the cavity will properly open so he can see inside, and it is a very nice soft lining on the inside because I know I carry a lot of like very meticulous
Delicate
tools.
things.
This
Like a
is
sofa.
this chamber is temperature, oxygen, and humidity controlled. It is the most comfortable chamber for any lounging small organism.
Etch is a Pokeball.
Stop giving Ray memes to you.
Also, for the audience, by the way, who don't know, one of our DMs, every time he's not talking, he's just putting memes in the chat.
I would never.
Making memes with startling
And-
speed.
Yeah.
See, this is what we
okay.
need. This is what we need to do on the breaks. We just need to just roll all the memes that he's made.
Meme review.
I wish.
Just so you know, like I've only posted like 3 of the memes I've made. I have made many more.
I've been posting all the ones
Okay,
I've been
moving on.
making as well.
Anyway,
DM, stop me. I don't want to
Any-
vor this cat.
yeah,
I hate that phrase. I hate that phrase.
I'm trying. Yeah, he's gonna look and he's gonna go, yes, that's all well and good, and if she so chooses to go into your cavity, then that is preferable. However, she is my cat, and I would like to take her now, please. And he's just gonna take the cat
Here
and
you are.
just...
I'll give it to him.
Hey.
Keep the cat
I
away from
understand.
me.
If Elias wished for me to be returned to him, and someone else was stopping me from doing so, I would also be quite distressed.
Distress is the very nice way of putting this, thank you. And he's just gonna sort of, like, put Belle on his chest and just start petting her. She's just very soft.
I'm going to look at Henry and say, I assume you would like us out of your hair as soon as possible. Where is the best place for lodging for individuals such as us?
Well, if I must be frank, given last night's, given this morning's situation, I don't know if it's necessarily wise to be anywhere else in Colombia. I honestly, traveling across Colombia, well, you have one of two options. One, you could travel across Colombia before anyone has heard. However, word does travel rather quickly. But from what I understand, we are the first to return from the conference. So you travel across to Mr. Elias's shop, take lodging there. Or you stay here, stay the night here, get yourself a rest, and allow me to make any repairs that I possibly can. I might be able to make a connection. I might be able to call a favor from the connection that I have in Vox Machina. He sort of lowers his voice to whisper, say that. I might be able to call in a favor or two. But, you can either stay here, see what happens in the morning, once word breaks out, or once word travels, or travel this evening to preferred lodging.
I guess we'll stay here. I apologize for our poor social skills.
It's quite alright. Etch here is a new machination. Brought in learning new things. And he looks to Elias. You're teaching him very well.
Thank you.
During this whole time, Bort has already made his way around the house. Just saying. He hasn't.
Would you like to make an investigation check?
Obviously.
Obviously. Because sneaky shit.
That's not good. It's only a 9.
Only a 9? Okay.
Yeah.
So, everyone who keeps making cat memes, I hate.
I appreciate you too, sweetheart.
Sweetheart.
Oh, my
Hi,
dear
gross.
sweetheart, honey, it's so good.
Sorry. I don't.
She says that, but she loves it.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't like affection. So you go around. It's an apartment. There's not too much noticeable. In every room there is a picture of Lady Comstock, which is a bit unusual because in the living space there's a picture of the Prophet and a picture of Lady Comstock, but in his room and in the guest room there's a picture of Lady Comstock as well. So that's a little bit bizarre. You see a cat bed in his room. You see just a normal bed, normal dresser, nothing out of the ordinary. You do, however, see on his nightstand a picture frame. And it's a picture frame of him in his robes. And his arm is wrapped over the shoulders of another man with a military cut in a Colombian army uniform and a buzz cut. And you can see that there's a mark side of his head, but because he's facing the camera, you can't really tell what's on the left side of his head. But the man who is not Henry has a very stern expression on his face, except a little crack of a smile. And Henry's just beaming as bright as the day is long.
Right.
So that's what you see with a 9.
Okay. No, fair enough. Do I find a kitchen?
You do find the kitchen. So when you guys entered, it's basically like you enter through a little bit of a corridor. Then you go off to the left, and there's the kitchen. And then if you keep going deeper into the room, there's the living space. So the living space and the kitchen are basically attached.
Okay. So as I do a big round, I'm going to go into the kitchen and start up a pot of coffee or tea. I don't care. Which either.
Beautiful. So you're going to look around. I would say with your investigation, you do find a couple of little tea bags. You take a sniff of them. You can tell that they are lavender and chamomile,
Okay.
and you
cool.
have your choice of either.
Go some lavender. Lavender sounds nice.
Beautiful. Yeah, you start making some lavender tea. Henry sort of, while all of this was going on, he doesn't really like he allows you to do this.
I wasn't asking, but like,
so you're making
that's
some
nice.
tea. No, yeah, but he doesn't stop you.
Yeah, basic instincts of my make.
Of your make, exactly. Yeah. So with that, Henry sort of looked. Yes, please make yourself comfortable. I have a little lounging area. I have one or two outlets for anyone who might need a receptacle to charge themselves. And I also have one or two spare batteries for other mechanical things that I've lodged here. I'm sorry, and he points to Eternus and Iota. I'm sorry, I don't exactly know how you two will need repairs, but I might be able to take a little bit of a longer look. Help you if I can.
What remains of my biology should be enough to suffice for my own repairs. And I'm going.
Yes.
I will stumble then off to the front entrance of the house, and I will take a sit, plop Lucy down in front of me, place my arm in front of her with the drill drawn, and then go into a sentry's rest. So I am asleep, but my eyes are open. So.
Fair enough.
After you do that, Lucy's just gonna sort of sit there. She's gonna sort of cuddle up into your armor as much as she possibly can, because the way that she does that, she sort of sits crisscross applesauce with her knees tucked up, and while your drill hand is drawn, she takes her syringe, puts it in that same hand, and sort of like sits it on top of your drill hand, sort of like curls up on that arm. She sort of closes her eyes and goes to sleep. Yeah, for the rest of you who see this, she looks like a normal kid when she's sleeping. She just doesn't have those sick yellow eyes. It's kind of cute. You guys will love Lucy.
Kill the child.
I can still
Wait,
see.
Iota's asleep.
If Iota dies,
gonna have-
Elias is autopsying that kid so fast.
Jesus.
Iota, they're gonna kill. Oh no, he has headphones in. Oh, he can't hear.
Oh no.
I'll make a one shot so you guys can just kill Lucy, but it's not canon.
Thank you.
Incinerate
my
the
child.
child. Incinerate the
Eternus?
child.
Eternus will follow the cat around until it picks a resting place, and then we'll go into a sentry rest wherever it is resting.
Good luck
Elias-
with that. As soon as that cat gets sat down, it's being held by Etch. There is no chance the cat is getting to walk around.
Well, Elias is going to start pulling out repair materials from his bag of holding and start working on all the automatons. But any of the robots that are anywhere near that cat, Elias is going nowhere near. So.
It's okay. Elias taught me how to fix myself.
Yeah, so, the cat does... Oh, did Discord shit itself?
No?
Oh,
You
our
are
DM
frozen.
is frozen.
Oh, no,
Uh-oh.
it
We can
didn't.
still hear
Oh,
you,
thank
it's
God.
fine.
We can hear you, yeah.
But your video's
No,
frozen.
no, I'm here. I'm here.
Oh, yeah,
Oh.
we're all good.
Is my
Okay.
video still frozen?
No, it's okay. It's going back to normal now.
We're good?
It's choppy, but it's coming back.
Great.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I thought Discord, Okay, great. Beautiful. Yeah, so the cat does find a resting place on the windowsill. While he's doing his repairs and whatnot, while he's making himself dinner for the humanoids. The cat, Belle, she's gonna sort of sit on the windowsill and sort of, like, very elegantly pause like this. Who's going for it first?
I I would like to point out that Etch has been waiting since Henry took her to pick her back up. Etch is there.
The way that I
Just
see this
waiting.
happening, the way that I see this happening is that as soon as Belle gets on the windowsill, Eternus sort of sits by the windowsill, sits like meditating style, and just sort of sits on the floor looking up at the windowsill. And
Yeah.
then Etch just comes by and just scoops up the cat and just sits there, like
Hello,
sort of
Eternus.
facing
Were you also
Eternus.
wishing to rest with identification Bell?
Eternus was kind of like just staring at Belle, and then as this like, I almost imagine it's like super disruptive. Etch just goes, "Whoom!" And then Eternus is just like,
It's more like that scene in Wall-E whenever he picks up anything, where it's just.
yes, I love it. Eternus was going, I was studying the creature. You may hold her.
Well, it is never accurate to study something that is being disturbed. So, if you wish, and he holds out the cat.
Make an animal handling check.
Don't fail me! Don't fail me! Don't fail me! 16 minus 1. That's a 15.
Was that just Etch making it, or was it both of us making
Both of you guys.
it? Nope. 3 plus 1, 4.
Etch starts holding the cat out, and she sort of looks up to you. She sniffs you, and she starts batting at your necklace. Very, very spastic.
I do not understand. Has
Keep
it
watching it
detected
happen.
weaponry in your necklace?
There is no weaponry to be detected.
But this is
and
quite an intelligent creature. What else would it understand?
Eternus is like, he's not phased by this. He's just watching he just goes, perhaps it senses magic.
Can you make a quick perception check for me? Oh, son of a...
12.
Yeah, there we go. 12?
Mhm.
As you say that, you look in her... They are very blue, unusually. But as soon as the thought crosses your mind, it's sort of...
Okay.
It's blue.
This stream brought to you by Gatorade.
Cocks his head a little curiously, but just continues to watch her. To clarify, Etch, Eternus turns to you and he goes, I do not mind if you spend the night with her. I simply wish to watch the behavior.
That should be acceptable. And he's going to open up his cavity again, but he's going to leave the door open. And he's just going to let it sit in that little shelf. And then he's going to stand just straight up in one corner of the room, the way that Elias makes him stay in the workshop. Fully stand up and take his sentinel's rest. Eventually, the DM might have bugged out again. But for everyone else in the room, just after a while, just smooth jazz very quietly starts playing out of his stomach.
Oh my god.
I love it so much.
So has everyone gotten
yeah,
down to their rest?
I
Yeah.
haven't.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you want to go first then?
Oh, you can go.
Yeah,
You
we're
can
almost there. We're almost there.
I was just gonna be like, so I serve tea to the humanoids, so to Elias and to Henry. I go like, and I'll go to Henry and be like, is there potentially a place where I can rest away from everybody else? DM. DM.
Hello?
Jim is done.
Sorry, hang on, guys. My internet.
That's okay.
Dead. Is God dead?
Digimon. That's okay.
Sorry,
Take your
if things
time.
were happening just now, I did not catch them because my internet is deciding to...
Okay. So, I was just saying, after serving tea to Henry, we'll go, is there a place where I can rest on my away from everybody else?
Yes, we do have the guest room. I don't believe anyone's taken that. Anyone else? And he looks in the living space, making themselves comfortable out here.
No, I'll look to Elias first and be like, do you wish to take the guest room?
I wouldn't mind.
Do you have a closet of some kind?
Don't worry,
I
I'll come
don't-
out in the morning.
Yeah, he's gonna sort of point to you. Yes, I do have a hall closet. It's, technically a pantry for my non-perishables. But there's a little bit of room that I believe fit in.
I just wish to be out of eyes when I sleep, if that's okay.
Oh, come on.
Um,
Sorry, that, oh, come on.
no, okay. Okay.
Yes. Yes, absolutely, of course. And he's gonna direct you off the kitchen, and he's gonna open, like, a pantry.
Yep.
It's like a walk-in pantry, so it's like a little closet area, but there's, like, food all over the place.
Yep.
You could fall asleep standing up in there and maybe
Yeah.
sitting crisscross, but you wouldn't be able to lay down.
No, fair enough. So I'm going to say thank you for your hospitality and close the pantry. And after about 10 minutes, then I'm going to enter my sentry's rest and I'm going to begin changing.
Ah.
Beautiful. Okay.
And that's where.
All right, and Elias,
Interesting.
awesome.
Elias
And
is going
Elias
to
and Protector.
Elias is going to go into the guest room, pull a brush out of his bag of holding that he uses to like clean machinery, and just start brushing every surface near the bed to get rid of any possible cat hairs.
Takes you about half hour.
Yep, he's being real thorough. This would normally be Etch's job, but
Yep.
Etch is already asleep.
Beautiful. All right. So yeah, it takes you about a half hour to get to bed. And then after that, you find easy rest within the guest room. Protector.
Hello. Protector really doesn't want to sleep, man. He's had a very interesting day. Does he... I'm just trying to think mechanically, would he need to sleep, per se? Because he is, like... I mean, he can rest by, like, not doing anything, but does he need to sleep? Specifically?
I would say because you're a cyborg, there is part of you that is human. However,
Okay.
we have you as a warforged, technically. So I would say that you, for flavor, I'll say that, and we can iron the details out later, but I would say we can choose when you sleep. But what you need to get a long rest would basically, like, just not like a sentry's rest.
Okay. Yeah. He will. Yeah. He definitely doesn't want him to go into like a full sleep state. He'll probably just rest. Just because he's kind of afraid of what the night will bring for him, because he's had a very, very interesting day, and he probably would want to talk to someone about it, but everyone's kind of disappeared already. So he kind of just sits there for a while thinking about everything that's happened in his last day, which is very different to everyone else's last day. He's going to think about the vision he had, and then I think he's just going to sit there for a while and just rest. Thinking about everything.
Beautiful. Before you do go to Henry bed anyway, after everyone, Henry is gonna come up to you. He's gonna sort of give Belle a scritch on the head. He's gonna look at the cat and say, "Do you know why I named my cat Belle, Protector?"
No. Why?
For Lady Annabelle.
I see.
She was wonderful light in this. Quite frankly, he looks around very, like, almost in a paranoid state, and he leans in a little bit. The father didn't deserve her.
Hmm.
You've had a very long day. Should you have any questions, feel free to ask me in the morning. I will do what I can.
Thank you. I have questions, but questions I feel no one but myself or perhaps the Prophet himself can answer. It's been a very long day for myself indeed.
I believe the days will only get longer, but one day at a time. And with that, he's gonna nod and go off to his room.
Yeah, Protector's just gonna sit and listen to the scratching noises coming from Elias's room as he desperately scrubs every bit of furniture.
So, Protector, you resting now?
Yes.
All right. So, you all power down or rest as the night goes on. Once morning begins to come, you're all awakened in one form or another by a scratchy, craggly announcement, which you Colombians recognize as important. It's from one of those speakers that's across the city for very important announcements. You hear it. It's a bit far off, but you hear, "By executive order of Father Comstock, Elias Muntry is hereby a threat to Colombia and must be treated as such. Any information leading to this criminal will be rewarded with 100 silver eagles." After a few moments, we're going to take a break.
Oh, shit.
Activate instant kill mode?
What?
Oh my god.
Who's a snitch?
Who snitched?
We let's be honest, we know who snitched. We got one person. We got one loose end. We got one.
It's a fucking cat.
Remember when I was trying to insist that I should escort him back to his home? Remember that? Yeah.
Anyway,
That's great
so
that
yes,
we didn't do that.
We're
Yeah.
gonna come back.
I knew it was a bad idea.
We're gonna come back at 1:15.
Yes.
Quarter past. That
Yes,
sounds like
sir.
a plan.
Oh no.
Alright.
Lady Comstock.
You ready?
Yep.
And we're back.
Okay.
Hello.
Hey.
Hello.
What up, homies?
Hello.
Everything's going awfully. Elias is no.
Everything
Etch is about to be a domestic terrorist is what about to happen.
So, where we left off, our intrepid heroes, survivors of an explosion, had made it back to Colombia, where they were in the process of attempting to interrogate a possible suspect of said explosion. However, through some unfortunate circumstances, she drowned.
Yeah, that's what happened.
The party was invited by a friendly NPC named Henry back to his apartment, where they had some very interesting encounters with a strange being called a cat. After resting for the evening, the party has awoken to hearing that there's a bounty on one of their heads, our dear Elias Mudfree.
Upon hearing that announcement, Elias takes out his rifle and enters into the rest of the house from the guest room, fully loaded. He doesn't make any moves on anyone. He's just ready to go if anyone makes a step towards him.
Protector's head snaps to you as soon as you come into the room. It's just like, I trust you slept well, Elias.
With one eye open, as always.
You actually pointing the gun at him?
Yep.
Elias, look around you. As I gesture to the room of robots, not making moves on him. What part of this makes you think that we are not also involved in whatever has made you an enemy?
Oh, I don't have a problem with any of you. I just know that that unit over there is very loyal to the Comstocks. Pointing to Protector.
He's still staring deadpan at you.
Etch holds up the cat like ready to yeet because he knows it's an explosive.
Can Eternus like carefully just take the cat off of Etch's hand and put it on the ground?
What are you doing? I might require strong explosives soon.
It is not explosive.
That is not what my master told me. Therefore, it is not
That
correct.
impression was way too good. Holy shit.
Iota is going to slowly get up from his resting position, gently waking Lucy, and say,
Protector, if you insist on turning in on Elias, I hope you realize you will be nothing more than an accomplice to said crime. What's stopping Elias from ratting every single one of us out, including yourself? Were you not present at the explosion? Were you not present at the function? Were you not present upon the unfortunate drowning of the only witness? If
I'm not sure any of you have anything to worry
in,
about. The same way you can't charge a toaster with murder when someone drops it into a bathtub.
Very true. I'm a toaster.
I do not understand. Are you asking me to prepare breakfast?
No, Edge, I'm calling you a toaster.
But I have much higher functioning pieces than a toaster.
But you're as much of a person as a toaster is.
I do not believe that is correct.
Oh.
Philosophical debates on about the identity of robotic functions later. Protector, I hope you understand that your position as a defender of Columbia State is compromised.
I think we are making a lot of assumptions for Protector. And then Eternus will just turn to a Protector and...
I leave that up to the Prophet himself. And I will speak with him soon.
Agreed,
And
I think we need to go have a talk with Comstock.
forgiveness.
Sir, as you guys see...
You wish to turn yourself in?
I am completely innocent in this. I had nothing to do with the explosion that went on at the lighthouse. I would like to bring those who were responsible to justice and clear my name.
I
cannot do that with half of Columbia looking for me for a measly 100 silver.
He's going to turn to Iota and just be like, he's willing to come anyway.
Elias, you're being foolish. They never stated what crime they were bringing you in for. They could very well be charging you with bullshit. They're not willing to slap on the disappearance of that drowned woman, perhaps. Perhaps something else. Don't admit crime when there's nothing that you've committed.
There is nothing I've committed.
Exactly. So live as a citizen.
Board, you wanted to do something.
Yes, so, as the pantry door opens, Board will go, well, that was certainly a way to wake up, isn't it? And as Board enters the room, it's no longer Board. Instead of being masculine, Board is now in a more feminine body that has... I'm uploading an image to the general chat.
What?
As Board Board the butler is now Board the maid.
What? Excuse me?
And wearing a nice, brown and white dress, long, flowing, kind of wiry silver hair, and Board, the maid, will go, "So you're telling me that, Elias, you haven't done anything, or is there something we should know?"
I'm racking my brain, and I can't think of any crimes besides, the thing yesterday, which at best I was an accomplice to, witnessing a drowning.
Would you
My
like me to
toaster.
produce the ledger of the last 2 weeks' worth of activities that you have done?
Yes.
I will warn you, there are several illegal activities upon them, such as jaywalking and refusing to pay a parking ticket.
I don't have a... Was that a joke? When did you make jokes?
You see, like, his verbal processor, which is just like multiple plates of metal, just
Yes!
Well, I don't believe it would be... It's strange if you're the only one who is wanted at this current point in time. Especially if we are all associates to this drowning, so it may or may not be that.
Elias, you know this world. Do
Yes.
automatons get charged with crimes?
DMs. I know this world.
We're getting there. We're getting there. So, as you ask that question, Henry, in a robe that is not like his work robe, but like a lounge robe, deep maroon, he comes out, and immediately he sort of goes out, and he's like, "Good morning, everyone." He looks to you, Board.
Hello.
I'm sorry. Are
I am still bored.
did Fink start creating service bots?
We can talk about this another time. I think we have more pressing matters on our hands.
Correct. Yes. Yes. Elias. I can imagine we all were woken up to the news that we heard. Not entirely sure if this pertains to yesterday or if this pertains to you as a whole. However, I believe that with us being a sort of assorted group here, I've called in a favor. I would prefer for all of us to stay here. Elias, I believe that returning to your workshop at the moment would be a little bit precarious.
Quite,
A
yes.
little bit.
Rather annoying. I've got some deadlines I have to meet.
Yes, well, until we can figure out who put this bounty on your head, I suggest you maybe stay on this part of town, on the opposite side of town, anyway, from where they would be looking for you.
What was the name of that young gent we let go yesterday?
George.
Blonde George, as he called himself to me.
I do believe that he's either the ruling states, or the police of sorts up here got to him, or he ratted us out.
DMs, could I ask a quick clarifying question?
Yes.
When we heard it, was it like over a citywide loudspeaker, or did it sound like a cop megaphone outside of the house we're in?
Overhead citywide speaker.
Okay, so it's not like there's a line of cops outside.
No.
It's not like a
Where you
fire
are,
or
they're
like
knocking
a
on the
bell.
door.
FBI, open up!
Yeah, no. No, so this is what I was trying to sort out with Andrew Ryan here a little bit earlier, but I think there was a bit of a miscommunication. Yeah, there is a speaker outside, like in central squares, and messages are typically relayed through those speakers. The main way of transporting news throughout Colombia is obviously through newspapers, unless it's police bulletins or profit messages. So, like, warrants for arrest. Yes, and another world-building clarifying question. 100 silver eagles is definitely a measly price. Like, vigors sometimes, oftentimes, cost more than 100 silver eagles.
I, on my person, have 350.
Yeah. Like, 100 is nothing.
So
Yeah.
he's been getting caught on some sort of cheap crime.
Yeah.
Elias, perhaps it would be best if we continued with you in a disguise. Perhaps we shave your beard?
I will hit your button right now.
We may shave my beard as well.
Why don't you
It
put
is
him inside
replaceable.
your little
He says as he
compartment you've
pops
got?
off his his chops and mustache that come off as a single piece.
I'm aware it's replaceable. I built it.
Just put him in your
Perhaps you would
chest
like
cavity.
mine?
It's fine.
Why
I
is
would,
your robot a children's play toy?
I have a item, and he pulls from the inside of his jacket. It's a little it's like a little circlet that goes over his head, and there's a row of lights on the very front of it, and it projects directly onto his face, and it changes his features. It only lasts for an hour, so I'd need to. I've got 2 of them, and then they need recharging.
And how long would
Would
it
that
take
be-
to get to your workshop?
How long would it take to get to my workshop?
To travel across Colombia, it would definitely take more than an hour, even if you're using the Skyline system.
In a pinch, I can change how I appear. If not, I could maybe. So I've got DMs. I've got magical tinkering.
Yes.
It says I can create a static visual effect.
Mhm.
Could I make a little a hologram beard?
Put a piece of tape over your mouth or something, and it turns into a beard.
Well, yeah, so like I can create little. So it'd just be a little like item. I'd maybe sit it like as like on my lapel or something, and it would just project a little beard onto my face.
So, the way that I've played Magical Tinkering, because I play an artificer, the way that I play Magical Tinkering is the static effect changes the object itself, not a projection.
I'm just thinking that would just be like in the world.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
How I'm logicking it, because everything is an item, not magic.
Yeah. What I would say is, if you're doing that, then, that's a good question. I would say, yeah, you know what? I'll allow that, provided it's something that is on your person.
Yeah, so he makes a little he grabs like some plates of metal. He makes like a little brooch that just sits onto his lapel, and it projects onto his face, just a little holographic beard.
On top of your pre-existing beard.
He has a mustache, not a beard.
He has a mustache, yeah.
Elias,
Edge misspoke, yeah.
how famous are you?
Well, I'm no Fink. I'm known to the people within the circles that I have. I'm known to the gentry. I produce weapons for wealthier people. And I'm known among the inventive circles. The common people, the rabble, probably not.
How long does that beard last?
Oh, this one would last all day. No worries.
Yes.
Well, we'll keep it up, although I doubt a beard would be enough to be a worthy disguise for those that know you.
Perhaps not, but I only need to be mistakable from a distance. Just keep me
Alright.
away from anyone that might know me.
Well, we'll place you at the back. You'll walk between us. I'll stay up front. I'm the largest and block up most of the view. Where exactly are we headed for today?
Well, it appears we need to clear his name. Or at least turn him in so he's not a problem.
You need to find out what I'm accused of.
Protector. Where is Comstock? And where might we get to him?
Well, DMs, I'm guessing he would be at his estate, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
House.
Comstock never leaves his estate.
Well, he will be at the Comstock estate. However, I highly doubt any of you, besides myself, will be able to see him.
Well, then you're gonna have to be the manager of public affairs between our little state and Comstock.
Seems that I will.
Alright.
The only thing I would be wary of, Protectors, you've been gone for 3 years. I'm not entirely sure how the Comstock estate, especially given his daughter's protection, I'm not entirely sure how that would be received, especially since his protector, or her protectors, Dr. Powell and Dr. Pettifog, with them being the protectors of Elizabeth,
Who are they? I've not heard these names before.
He kind of looks around and... Shouldn't have said that. Point being, I called in a favor from the Vox Machina. Perhaps if you have someone going along with you who could vouch for you better than I could, better than a member of the church, then perhaps that might add a bit of a layer of protection, since you're a group of mechanical folk traveling across the city. I called in a favor from the Vox Machina. If that is all right. I know that's a little bit hasty, but he's a good man.
The price on my head is currently for 100 silver eagles. That's rather small sum. The price on my head could be increased significantly if I'm seen with a terrorist group.
From the Vox Machina. Just double checking my notes. That's the group that I don't like, right?
That's the group that you don't like, yeah.
When you mention that and mention calling in a favor from them, he again, he doesn't really have eyelids, but like his eyes like dim slightly in a way that would be perceived as his eyes narrowing.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Do not associate with the Vox Machina.
Whether or not you do is irrelevant. We need to make sure Elias makes his way safely. Now, why would they put out a city-wide bounty for 100 measly silver eagles? Apparently, you claim to say that's not very much, but it seems as though they've placed a city-wide bounty.
My guess is it's for attention. My guess is that the person who put this bounty up is doing it just to bring attention to his name. As he said, you're not exactly the most well-known in public circles. This is most likely to get your name circulating. That's all it is. And it's to get those who are of lesser income more interested. If all they need to put forward is 100 silver eagles, then that's all they need to put forward to get attention of those in Shantytown or those in Fink Docks or anything of that sort.
Oh, those in Vox Machina. That's not Eternus's voice.
What voice was that? Have you changed overnight as well?
I have no idea.
Ernest, what?
As you say of those in Vox Machina, Hote, Andrew Ryan.
Okay.
Yeah. As you say, or the Vox Machina, you hear a knock on the door. This should be him. If you'll excuse me, and he'll start to go towards the door.
Elias is
I
going to go
have
into
my
the guest
hand
room.
on my. I have my hand on my gun as well. Not drawing it, just like holding it.
Elias goes into the guest room and he's got his ear pressed to the door.
Yeah.
With a rifle in his hand.
Gotta type this out real quick. Beautiful. Okay. Yeah. So Henry goes to open the door. As he opens the door, you see a man standing there. Well, actually, I'll hand it over to you, Andrew.
So you see a man standing there who stands relatively tall for a man. well over 6 feet. He's got a military cut, very short hair. He's got a bit of a grim, gruff face, as though he's seen some shit. He's standing there, his hands behind his back, and you notice that on the question mark right side. I'm double checking. Left side. I know mine, lefts and rights. On the left side of his face, it looks as though there's a mark that's burned into him. However, it looks as though the mark bleeds over into his ear, and the top part of his ear is fused. He looks to Henry. You needed me?
I'm writing something out real quick.
Is this the same guy from the picture that I saw?
It is.
Okay, good to know.
Spicy.
Yep.
I would
Yes.
like to mention to all the rest of the players I'm still wielding a cat as a weapon. Fair warning.
Fearsome.
The fact that the cat is just chilling in your hands is pretty incredible.
That's a pretty docile cat.
I mean, it's just like you're not going to pull the pin on a grenade. He's going to keep, like, the hand warmers and everything going until it's time to upset the thing that's going to explode.
Like you're cradling it. You're not just.
I pictured like you're holding it by the scruff. At
Yeah,
the
that's
back,
what I
ready
would
to
imagine.
throw it.
Yeah, I was imagining it was literally being held in.
Oh, well,
I
in that
pictured,
case.
I pictured like football throw, you know, like
Yeah,
you
I
go for
would
the
imagine,
Hail
like,
Mary.
No, she's
one
batting
hand
at
right
you.
under like the front legs, just like this, like overhand, like.
No, she's
Not
batting at you. She's not happy. At a couple times, she's hissed at you. Like she wants down.
I apologize, and I stick it in the chest compartment.
I apologize. I'll just eat you instead.
It's warm in there.
This
It
is
should
the
be
best thing I've
comfortable.
ever done in D&D.
That's how organics work, right? Is they just you put them somewhere comfortable and they give up on life.
I mean, I know that's my goal.
Jeez.
Ow. Okay. Yeah, she's
Personally
not happy. Every
attacks
so
everyone
often,
in the
she'll just
chat.
sort of in your stomach. Like every so often, all y'all is gonna, or you're gonna hear an angry mew coming from Etch's stomach. I hate it. Yeah. Henry's gonna look to you. Yes. Thank you for coming on short notice. I have some associates here who.
He kind of cuts you off a little bit as Henry notices that a smile is just slowly creeping across one side of his face. And he comes in. Come here. How are you? And he comes in for a big hug.
Yeah, braces him, pats him on the back. How you doing, old man?
I'm fine. All right. And he turns in. He regains that military structure. And he looks to everyone in the room. So, I've been informed that some help is required.
Might want to keep your voice down, old chap, just in case somebody else hears.
Trying to say this with a straight face.
Do it. You won't, coward.
My lady, this is as quiet as my voice gets. So, what sort of trouble have you robotic folk gotten yourselves into?
It seems as
We are
though
not sure.
this gentleman here,
I indicate towards Elias.
is
Wait, so-
I'm in another room.
Yeah,
it seems as though we have a friend who is currently on bounty for roughly between 50 to 150 silvers. However much that may be. Now, we happen to have been involved in an incident with a lighthouse, and we require aid across town. Now I would encourage you to pay careful notice to the fact that I have not said anything of incriminating order. And should you inquire anything of incriminating nature, that is of your own accord, and I shall render you useless. Understood?
Are you trying to be intimidating?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah.
If you
I-
do that, and hang on a second, hang on. As you say that, Lucy is gonna come crawling out from behind your shoulder with her syringe. She's gonna look out and she's gonna be like,
And I can take care of what's left of you.
and you get advantage.
Burn the
with,
child. Burn the child. Don't like the child. Burn the child.
That is a 17.
You can roll with advantage because of the child.
Okay.
Burn the child.
19?
So he looks at you, then looks back to Henry. Are you certain that you need my help?
Well, you see that this sort of make is not exactly in our in the catalog that the Vox Machina necessarily represents.
Trust me, old man, I understand that. It's just I would much rather not shit myself every 2 seconds while walking alongside this individual.
I mean, he's helped us out a great deal. He and his daughter here. However, I would imagine that the police force of Colombia wouldn't exactly be fond of a non-Colombian roaming their streets.
If you would like, I might be able to form some sort of barrier to deal with your waste management problem. It would be barely intrusive.
Do I hear Elias giggle at all?
Henry is gonna sort of stifle a laugh to himself. He is an old man. He might need that.
It's already been invented. It's called a cork.
Cork with an R. With an R. Okay.
Cork.
Cork.
Oh.
Okay.
C-O-R-K.
No, what I
Oh,
heard.
yeah.
Get.
No, what
Ladies
I
and gentlemen,
heard.
it's been fun. I hope you enjoyed today's episode of Bioshock. We'll be back never.
Whoa, cork.
Nice cock.
Jesus Christ.
Whoa.
That's
Elias,
what he
there's
does.
something
No,
you
it's
want to
cool.
tell us?
Is this allowed? What the fuck? This is loud.
Twitch, don't shut us down. I promise we do like you.
I did nothing.
Man.
I said cork.
The man looks to you, Ash.
Whoa, nice cork.
The man looks to you. Thank you. No. This is gonna be difficult, isn't it?
That's why I called you in.
Of course, always giving me the hard stuff. Alright, so. You all are robotic folk in a bit of trouble. I just so happen to know that this entire city always has robotic folk in the midst of trouble. So, I am a member of the group known as the Vox Machina. We are fighting to try to ensure that robotic folk such as yourself are seen as equals among the populace. We have quarters in which we are more than happy to bring you for safety.
Do you now?
No.
Traitor, traitor. Burn him at the stake, traitor.
Actually,
Very
that is
Please,
that is
take me
that
to
is
my
an
headquarters.
that is an interesting point. How is Protector responding to all of this that's being said?
I was gonna say this, I don't want to interrupt you. One of his eyes is just flickering constantly. His eye is twitching. He's looking at this man going, he is part of the oh my god, he can take me straight to them. This is how I get my redemption. This is how this is how I earn the prophet's favor again.
This is how I die.
He's not saying anything. But of course,
Wait,
but of course,
the question is
he's a
he
robot,
saying
so his
this
face
is how we do it? Question. That was just
Can I insight check Protector to see
his
if I
face
can
is just
figure
blank.
it
Yeah.
All you
out?
can see is one of his eyes is slightly flickering.
Yeah.
I kind of want to do the same,
Insight check
but
Protector, I would say.
is it
And,
possible if I could do the same if I've noticed this?
I would say so.
Yeah, and our good old friend here
Oh, the
has
dice
also
gods.
insights check.
The dice gods are loving me today. 24.
That's a natural 20, 25.
And And our good old person here got a 19.
Very easy to read right now, Protector.
So we beat Protector to death. Oh, so my thing still says I'm muted for some reason on my screen.
Yeah, it does.
That's dumb.
That's really
weird. Anyway, we beat Protector to death, and then we move on.
Protector like takes a step towards him.
Protector, do you have a question for us, for our livelihood, or would you prefer to stay quiet for the rest of your life? Oh, we can make it so you're quiet forever.
It's gonna kind of turn and look at you, look back at this man, and just say, "You can take us to your headquarters." You say.
Eternus will then also look at Iota and say, "There is no use in threats when we must work together," and turn to Protector. Protector, I know you are not one to accept this kind of help, but right now we need it. The people who you would like to talk to will not treat us as allies.
They will not treat you as allies. They will recognize me. I am sure of it.
That's
Not with that attitude.
I'm gonna ready my drill hand.
Good lord.
Now,
Okay,
now,
continue.
now. Let us not get violent. You don't seem to like me.
I despise you. No offense.
Hold on.
Henry's gonna sort of step in. He's
nasty.
All right, with okay. With all due respect, gentlemen, the reason why I brought Elijah in was simply for transportation purposes and perhaps to give you a bet. God, no,
It didn't fit.
not.
It didn't fit. I wanted to see if it would fit. It didn't fit.
The reason why I wanted to bring Elijah in was to give you merely a connection. Because connecting you with the Comstocks at this moment, should Elias continue to travel with you, might be a bad idea. That is why I called in this favor. Now, Protector, and he's going to look to you directly. I understand that you do not want to deal with this organization. I understand. But this man is a good man. I don't know much else of the Vox Machina. All I know is this man. And this man, I can vouch for him. He will take you where you need to go. Vouch for you to any guards, any police that may question otherwise, especially if you're traveling with two foreigners. The treatment of robotic folk here is very different than what you may remember 3 years ago. Please, try to understand. This might be what is best. Sometimes the only way out through the woods is through. And that goes for all of you. And he looks to all of you. He's getting a little bit stern at this point. For all of you.
Scary.
Scary.
That goes for all of you.
Yeah, the tension levels I imagine are like up here right now.
Yeah.
Elijah kind of rolls his eyes as it like rolls his eyes every once in a while, but Henry doesn't see because Elijah's kind of behind him.
The reason why you are all here is because of an unfortunate incident. Columbia may not need to know about that. But eventually she will. My microphone dropped. But eventually she will. But the most you can do for now is travel secretively and safely throughout the city to get where you need to go, find what you need to find, and settle back into your livelihood. That's all you need to do. And clearly there is something bigger afoot here. Which is why we might need to bring in organizations that we might not really care for, but what's bigger than organizations are people. It's important that we remember that. And he points to the Rapturians. You two are the representation, your city, in Columbia for the time being. He points to you, Board. You are a representation of whatever family you come from. Points to you, Etch. You are a representation of your master. Points to you, Protector. You are a representation of the Comstocks themselves. You are all bigger than that which you represent at this moment. Hold that in high regard. Keep your wits about you. This man might be bigger than the Vox Machina at the moment. As he's been talking, he's very stern. But you can tell there's something about him that he just wants everything to just calm down. Like he's just trying to diffuse the situation.
Elijah has been not paying attention. He probably started thinking about other stuff like halfway through.
Yeah.
Oh, are you done preaching? Okay, I
Anything
believe
you'd
he
like
is.
to add?
Oh no, if you wish for help, I am willing to give help. That's. Love your preaching, love your talking, but that's all.
Okay, when you whisper, your sound cuts out.
So Elijah leans down to Henry's ear and whispers, "I'm just here to help. That's all you needed to say. I know you love hearing your voice. I know you love preaching to the mechanical folk. But I'm just here to help. We big! Now, are we going to go to the Vox Machina or no? That is the important question here.
I have one very important question for you.
Yes.
Were you yourself involved in the riots 3 years ago?
No, I was not.
Fine. Let it be known, I do not agree with anything that you or your people do. In fact, I despise you for what you do, and you are my enemy. But I suppose, in this moment, there are greater things at stake. Let us have a temporary truce. So says it in a
words.
very bitter tone.
Well, I believe we've made some progress, Protector. I will knock on the door of where Elias is hiding.
Yeah, he's about to come out anyway. Yes, all well and good. We're all very good friends. Let's all have a hug about it. What's our actual plan, though?
Oh no,
So-
Ray.
Elias, you walk out and is like, who is this one?
I'm
This
Jeffrey.
is the person who may or may not have 50 to 150 silver eagles.
Oh no,
on
no,
head.
that's I'm his brother. I'm Jeffrey Manfrey. You can see by this beard that I've got. Elias has a much more puny mustache. I've got this lovely voluptuous
It's him.
beard.
I got, you know what, I was mistaken. This is in fact Jeffrey Munfrey.
Yeah.
Elias, what are you speaking about? You do not have any siblings.
Silence!
Just shaking his head.
Did you construct yourself a piece of facial hair like you did for me?
Etch, you were in the room when I did it.
I
No one else
apologize.
was in
I
the
was
room
not
where it
paying
I thought
happened.
no one was in the room where it happened.
I am conflicted because when Elias entered the room, this dude rolled a nat 1 on insight.
Ooh.
Oh!
I wondered what that was.
Well,
But it's such
Jeffrey.
obvious.
Yes.
I'm sorry to hear that your brother currently has a bounty on his head.
Yes, it's dreadful.
Elijah.
You know, gets involved with the criminal element, you know.
Elijah.
Nope. It's all right. We don't need to. We don't need to beat a dead horse. If this man's brother's life is on the line, we must do whatever we can.
We need to clear my brother's name.
And we shall do so.
Yes, good.
Now,
Elijah,
I am more than happy to lead the rest of you. Do we need to stop by your brother's workshop on the?
Yes, I think that might be for the best. We'll see where he's hiding.
Oh, damn it! Oh, damn it!
Wonderful. I know you're there.
Iona looks at Elias and just he gives you a thumbs up.
He's just playing with his beard. In his fake holographic beard.
Yeah, I was gonna say, your fingers are going through your beard, my
Yes,
dude.
he's like miming just a couple of inches over, so it looks like he's got his fingers on it.
Elias, why does your new beard not blow with the wind?
It's gel.
Oh yes, I remember my days when I had a beard. I used to gel it all the time as well.
Elijah, you did not have... Elijah.
Ignoring the fact that, Etch completely said, Elias.
No one has told him this is wrong. He doesn't get it. He does not understand.
I am your master's brother, Jeffrey.
Oh. Should I, quote, take you out back and hit you with a shotgun then? That is what Elias said to do to his family.
What did I miss?
No, that would be... Hang on, and he's gonna just yank Etch by the arm and bring him into the next room. Takes off the... Oh, Etch, I swear to... all the gods.
What do you swear to them? I was aware of this and pointed this out.
And you must refer to me as Jeffrey and pretend that I am Elias's brother. Do you understand?
Meows are coming from your cavity.
Why don't you throw the explosive cat at him?
Attempt to do as such. And he very weakly tries to punch you in the arm. Hello, person with no say over me, and I do not listen to your orders.
No. You still
but I
obey
was
me
told
when
to
I am
only
Jeffrey.
take orders
I am
from
still
Elias Munfrey.
I am
That
still
would be
Elias.
suspicious.
I am still Elias. And in any case, I am still human.
What does that mean? What are you implying?
Meaning you are to do as you are told.
If any human gives me an order, I am supposed to listen?
This is a deeper conversation than we should go into. Just listen to Elias and listen to Jeffrey.
We're in the second room, by the way. Dio.
Listen to Elias, listen to me at all times, whether I am in disguise or not.
And for the first time, Elias is kind of look at you. Disguises are a form of visual liars, correct?
What? I suppose it's the same as wearing... You have a removable moustache, do you not?
I do not use that to conceal my identity.
But you could if you wish to.
I choose not to. And in Board's voice, another recording is gonna click over. I do not care for liars. Continue.
Lying is
something I said.
acceptable when necessary to preserve one's safety.
Can you hear the typing? That's me typing things down that you're telling Etch. Good to know.
I imagine that's just the voxophones in his head turning and writing.
Oh, yeah.
And writing.
If that is the case, then I shall pretend you are Jeffrey Munfrey.
And you are still to obey me as Jeffrey.
That is to be decided. And he walks out the room.
While all this is going on, Elijah looks to Eternus, cocks an eyebrow. Lover's quarrel?
With
Yes, the two that
Something like
disappeared.
that.
More like daddy
Well-
issues, but okay.
Can you all? I'm just gonna ignore that. Can you all who are not Elias and Etch make a perception check?
Oh,
I see what you're doing
Paul
here,
has
Britt,
gone
and
and
I'm
made
sad.
sandwiches.
13.
18.
Oh wait. Oh. Well, what was that? Perception.
Yes.
23. That was a 19 plus 4.
Board is not currently paying attention because this is taking too long, and he's realized that, well, they have realized that nobody's had breakfast, so he's coming back with sandwiches.
Oh,
Aww.
sandwiches. Oh, they make sandwiches. That's correct. Beautiful. Okay, so, Protector and Iota. From the other room, while you do hear muffled, very faint muffled talking, above the muffled talking you hear,
Why is that cat so angry?
It's been stuffed inside of that stupid robot.
Anybody care for cucumber and cheese?
After like the fourth meow, you just hear smooth jazz begin to play as it tries to drown out the cat meowing.
Can I call for an animal handling check?
Hey, could you not smother the cat? That'd be great.
Hey, 14! Dude, every time I have rolled for an animal handling check, it has gone down by 1. It went 16, then 15, now 14. So that's 14 minus 1 is 13.
Slowly gets comfortable. It slowly gets comfortable.
Bored, I look at you and I thank you for the cucumbers and cheese sandwich, and I give one to Lucy to munch on.
Lucy takes it. She looks to you, Bored. She sort of waves at you.
I'll kneel down just a little bit. I don't want to take this like to attention, but I'll just kneel down and like give like a little like what's the word? Like a little like little cheek pull.
Yeah,
Just like a little
pinch
like
your cheek a little bit.
yeah, and just be like, you're not as scary as I once thought. And I'll like stroke the hair a little bit and then keep going.
Followed by demonic laughter.
I am watching very carefully.
Thank you, man.
Do it, Board. Kill the child. Kill the child, Board. Do it.
I have to gain its trust first, guys.
Alright, so why? Yeah, go ahead, Eternus.
Oh, it was just gonna be a small flavor text thing. Eternus picks up one of the sandwiches, looks at Board, pushes it directly into the mouth that he does not have. So it just kind of smushes up against his face, and then he puts it back down on the tray, and he goes, "That was lovely, thank you."
You shouldn't waste food like that, even for machines like us. And I'll keep going.
This has become such a meme session, and I am here for it. So, while all of this is happening, Henry is gonna look to Elijah. Elijah, this brother is or may not be the person of interest.
Is he gonna figure it out? No. He's not with a fucking 4.
Why else do you think I called it?
Sucks to suck, buddy.
Well, I assume it's to help this poor brother clear his family's name.
Yes.
His brother.
Jeffrey.
Elias, I
clear
can't help but notice
Elias's
you spelled
name.
Jeffrey wrong.
That's how it's spelled. That's how Jeffrey Munfrey spells his name.
Yeah,
Interesting.
Elias, Henry is, yeah, he's gonna sort of nod and be like, yes, well, daylight is wasting. The longer that the city has this bounty for Elias out, the more aware Shantytown and the more dangerous the city is going to become. I suggest that you all transport yourselves to wherever you need to go, whether it be to whatever it is. Should you require any of my services at the church again, I'll be here. For the time being, Elijah here will transport you to where you need to go safely. He can direct you to wherever it is that you need to go, whether you need to restock on salts, restock on health supplies, restock on food in general, although few of you seem to have any sort of biological components necessary. But besides the point, be safe, be smart, and be well. Elijah, you can take it from here, I'm assuming.
Yes, I can. I will let you all know that you have met my more comfortable side of me this morning. I will be a very different person when we are out in public. I do have a reputation to uphold. So,
This is your comfortable side?
yes, Henry is a very close friend of mine, and I am more than happy. I always feel welcomed in his home. And as such, and if he's willing to let you in here, then I assume that he has some level of trust with you. Therefore, I am imparting this information that I have a reputation to uphold, and I certainly hope you will respect that when we are in public in my presence. Now, we must be swift, as one of your compatriots' siblings does have a bounty on their head. So, if you need supplies, as Henry has stated, we must be going and get them quickly, and then we will go to the Vox Machina. Do you require supplies?
We'll require rations for my daughter. Potentially healing and mending supplies for the rest of us.
I'm sure I can take you to a general shop.
Sure, the rest of you require vigors as well. I might be able to spare a little bit of a few silver eagles for you, but won't get you very far.
Does Columbia have plasmids?
Does he know what plasmids are?
Was that not part of the Lighthouse Conference? Was to give Columbia plasmids?
From what I understand, Bioshock plasmids. Not Bioshock. Wow. From what I understand.
She said the name!
Roll credit.
Roll.
Roll credits. From what I understand, Rapturian plasmids are similar to Fink's vigors.
Can they be injected via bloodstream? I lack a mouth.
He sort of looks at you in horror. Is that what you do with plasmids?
Elijah looks in horror as well.
I may have an answer to this, if no one else in the room is ready to supply one.
The answer is yes. We inject plasmids into the bloodstream in order for them to combine with our cells.
I apologize, Iota, but I meant for your problem.
What?
And he's going to, like, unclasp the top part, because there's, like, his stomach compartment is the empty one. His top part is where, like, all of his proper circuitry is built around, all of his vigors are built around, and he undoes, like, 4 latches in a row and lifts up 2 plates that click up and then out. And there are several large glass containers, each with a different valve system, all hooked together. This is how my body processes my vigors. If you were to have something similar created for you by Elias or myself, perhaps you could ingest our vigors in a similar way to your plasmids.
I do believe you are functioning off of mechanical wares. I am part biological.
I am aware, but it would be a minor issue of running it through your mechanical pieces versus your biological pieces. And perhaps we might be able to increase some of your circuitry. And he's going to close his own panels.
I believe I can retrofit some of the Columbian vigors to function similarly. The main chief difference between Columbian vigors and Rapturian plasmids, as I understand it, is that vigors, being drinkable, require far more Adam. So it may be a case of deconcentrating Columbian vigors in order to make them safely injectable. then we just need a case of finding finding a suitable syringe. Perhaps we could use Lucy's. I only mean
She
to borrow.
grabs on.
I only mean to borrow it, little one.
Only if Mr. Bubble says it's okay.
We'll talk about it, Elias. You can keep your syringe
Jeffrey?
for now, Lucy.
Elijah, you heard that his name
Jeffrey.
is Bias.
I am Jeffrey. I know we look alike. I know we look alike, but I am Jeffrey.
Look at this bullcrap! Do you see this bullcrap? This is bullcrap! He doesn't hear it!
Hey, if you had to describe that role, what?
Yeah, what was that? I couldn't quite tell.
I know
Yeah,
we
That
look
was a
alike,
Thor.
but I am Jeffrey.
Apologies, Jeffrey. You look quite similar to your brother.
We get that all the time. That's why I grew this beard, you see.
A twin?
Jeffrey.
Not quite a twin, just very similar looking.
Understandable.
Jeffrey, why is it that you are wearing Elias's hat? And Etch goes to remove the bowler hat from the top of your head.
Has that little shit been stealing my clothes again?
Beautiful. This is happening. Great.
Should I put on some tea?
Henry goes, perhaps we should, be moving along. Said, daylight is burning. And Jeffrey?
It's alright. I think I got this. We must be moving along, and I will happily take you to the public spaces in which you can shop, and afterwards we can make it to the Vox Machina. Now, shall we? And Lady Comstock, if you look in general real quick.
Yeah, I saw.
Okay. Because we are heading off to the shop, we're going to end tonight's session here.
Whoop whoop. Whoop whoop. Shopping session.
Shopping
We're going
episode.
shopping.
Shopping!
Shopping
Down,
episode with
losers,
the
we're
one
going
criminal.
shopping.
Thank you,
I have an important
everybody. Oh yeah, what's your question?
Does the cat stay in Etch's stomach when we leave?
Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth.
You guys walked out the door. Yes. You guys are already heading.
I was
Right.
texting Lady
I mean,
Comstock about that the whole time.
Unless Henry is going to make a check real quick as they leave. I feel like there's a lot going on.
Can I make a deception check of some kind to hide the cat?
Yeah.
Hey.
make a-
Sure, one last roll.
Make a deception check. Make a deception.
Andrew Ryan, why don't you roll it? Your dice has been rolling.
Oh, that's a natural 20! I'll take a photo. Right now, it's into the group chat. My hands are still in the air. My hands are still in the air. Wait for it.
I love this.
This has just been a series of high rolls this session.
Setting it. Oh,
Yeah,
that's.
yeah.
there's-
High rolls
there's-
this session. High rolls this session.
I rolled 3, like.
How
The-
many
my
ti-
first 3
how many
rolls were
times
under
did
10.
he say his name and you had to roll and he didn't hear it?
Congratulations,
Oh,
you
man.
fuckers now have a cat.
Yeah! You know what's really funny? In my other campaign, I've already killed 2 cats.
I hate.
Oh my
everything
God.
about that.
We're gonna
Alright,
make it
so-
3 because that thing isn't coming into Elias's
Okay.
workshop.
Thank you, audience, for joining us. You will see us again next week. However, before we go, just to remind you, there are a couple other shows on this channel that you should check out. Like tomorrow at 11:30 PST, 2:30 EST, we have our like flagship Sword-In campaign going on with myself, Birdie, Ben, and a couple others. And then on Thursdays we have Ivy. It's you.
Thursdays we have my show tea with Mr. V, where next week's guest is going to be Bender's D&D, the guy down there who is
It's
waving
me.
around, jiggling. Yeah.
I'm gonna be
That's
on
the
all
point.
3 shows next week. Well, hey.
I just guess you
Yeah,
don't
you
know
are
what
weak
Tea with
this
Mr.
week.
V is because we didn't really give a description. It's a talk show. It's a chat show.
It's a talk show.
Oh, yeah.
We talk about stuff with good food and drink.
You can ask
food?
questions as well.
Have food?
Q&A.
I had food. Did you not have food?
I didn't have food. I had tea.
What?
Oh, I had
what?
food. I had snacks.
Who
Anyway,
who
thank you
had
for joining
food
us.
without telling me on my
It's
show?
not snacks with Mr. V.
I mean, he is a snack,
with
but
Mr. V.
regardless, we've hit the end of the episode. So we
Yes.
love you all
Yeah,
very much.
so-
Yep.
Yeah.
Go for it, DMs.
You guys have a
take us out.
wonderful evening. Thank you. We'll see you all next week.
Cool.
Bye-bye.
Bye.